Welcome to the Informed Groomer. Come learn a daisy head with us. What we're going to do is show you the cute little daisy trim that you can use on any dog. And so this is little Rosie. She's a Shih Tzu cross. And you can see, it's okay, baby. You can see that she has quite a bit of overhang on each side, so it makes it really hard to see her eyes. The great thing about the daisy trim is that we really expose those eyes so that you get that beautiful window into the sole. For this, we'll start off with a 5. Now you can use any blade that makes you happy, but for her, because Mom likes her tighter, that's what we're going to use. Then what we will do is we will safely take her out of the noose. I tend to hold chins a lot for safety. We're going to tip her head down. Now here on her, it's really easy to see her cowlick. So her cowlick literally branches off into a Y and ends right around there. So that, on this particular dog, is what we are going to use. And is putting my blade right where that cowlick ends. And then coming back off the occiput, gently just grazing off into the ear. And then you can very gently hold that ear out of the way with your thumb. Now, if you have a dog that has quite the ridge between occiput and neck, she doesn't, but you can actually take your thumb, put it there, pull that skin really gently forward, and can you see how it gives you that ridge? And then you can go back over it. Okay, so that's the top. Now what we can do is take this ear, flip it backwards, hold. So see the corner of her eye? I'm just roughly holding the beard that is straight down from that eye. And then we're going to take this cheek out. And just straight down. And if we angle it just a little as we come down into the throat, we have that safety. We don't need perfection. We just need this gone so that we can finish the head. Right, and then we're going to flip this. Now, can you see we've done that and you can't tell between the two. So if you have clients that have ear infections, sensitive ears, anything like this, but you normally do a rounder head, this daisy trim is really lovely in being able to clear out this cheek coat without having any issues or with helping with any ear issues that you may have or that dog may have. Right. And then nose to the sky, and we're gonna get up and under. Okay? So then while we're doing our various bits of clipper work, we're gonna go over to a 5-in-1 blade. Now for her pigment, she's got beautiful black pigment. So I can actually do this about halfway. Okay? So that's probably at about a 20 or so. And we're gonna do the tiniest diamond in between those eyes. So I tend to like to make a C with my hand. I hold those bangs up and out of the way, the visor, and then using the edge of the clipper. Right, and just the edge, really gently. Now never blow because you don't want that going into their eyes, right? But do you see how really quickly that really starts to pop those eyes, even though she has the black markings? So the other thing that I'm gonna do, just because we are here, is I tend to, on a 30, just take that coat away in front of the peanut and just take that little bit of coat. Again, that's what helps you get all that lovely air into that ear. Flip those back. So now at this point, you can see she looks really quite melty. And so one of the ways to combat this is that when you are thinking of this daisy head, you want to think of a U, or a baseball cap visor, right? Now you can actually see on her that Mom, I'm going to use my hand so that you can see. Can you see? Mom went straight across, right there. So we're going for a U. So, nice tongue, baby. So we have to take that into account when we're doing this. Again, I tend to like to flip my ears out of my way so that I can see that U in her visor. So for me, when I'm doing that U, I tend to flip this ear over, put my hand on the beard coat, right? So that protects any of the coat under there. And then it also, you can really see the coat against my own flesh. So we're gonna pick some of that up. Now, normally we would start here at about a 45-degree angle, but Mom's already gone across there. So we're gonna be over here and we're gonna come in. So we're pretending that we started here at a 45 and then we are coming around and straight, just like a baseball cap. We're gonna do the very same thing over here. And the reason why I flip that ear over when I'm doing it, could you see if I leave that ear down and then I come in, there's a potential of danger with that ear being flicked into my scissors. So that's where it's always safer to have that. And then if you can see, so it's at about a 45-degree angle and we're coming in and straight in. Now, if you're thinking, oh, but it leaves lines, don't worry about that, we'll take care of it. But can you see how really quickly, again, we get a lot more light coming into those eyes? So again, we're gonna make sure that we've really got the corners, right? And now, yep, we have a line. So we can either gently tip her head down and use just the tips of your scissors, like blenders, right, to blend out any lines. Or if that makes you nervous, you can go to blenders and just come in. Right, and now that those lines are gone, sorry, sweetie. I know, right? And so that you can start to see that we're getting a lot of light in those eyes. So we can see that gorgeous, gorgeous expression. And then because of what Mom did here, which is really blunting her off, you can probably see it from that angle, right? It's really blunted off here, is that we're gonna just puff it up as much as we can, and we're gonna take some of the weight that's right in this area. And again, you can do it with blenders, you can do it with shears, whatever makes you the most comfortable. Hi, baby. Oh, she's a good girl. And maybe a little bit right there. Right, but look at that beautiful, beautiful expression. And then what we can do, comb it, and then you can see from the back side, sorry my loves, that we have now a little bit more blending from what Mom did. Right, we have a little bit more. And again, we all know what that's like when owners get in and start to closet dog groom. We all know what that's like. So now that we've finished with that visor, what we're going to do is work on this beard. So for the Daisy that we do at my salon, we tend to really round that. Now, the one thing, Rosie is an amazing little dog, but as you can tell, she loves to lick things. So this is where, with Rosie, we always have to make sure that we have our thumb over where her lips are because she likes to lick scissors. And honestly, it is a thing that we always have to watch with all dogs, right? So always be mindful of that. And now here is where we'll come in and do a half round. Doesn't have to be perfect because we can come back and soften it. We just want our shape right now. Right, so we have, we have that lovely half round. Then we are going to turn her. When we go to do the other side, we flip that ear over. We think, ooh, we flip that ear over. We again think about that half round. Now when I'm doing this side, it's a lot easier because I can literally just put my thumb right in front of her mouth. And then I just take my curves and again, rough and easy does, baby. Rough in, and you can see how she is trying to get that tongue out. Easy. She can hear the scissoring, so that's what she's reacting to. And again, we can half round. And then what we end up doing is combing, hi baby, combing everything down and matching our two sides up, right, from side to side. So we have to fix some of that. And again, I tend to hold them this way and come underneath to make sure that our two sides are even. Right? And then once we have this part, we can then go back to our blenders and soften. Now, ultimately, the length that you leave the beard is going to be dependent on the space that you have from here to here and down, right? You want equal proportions, or owner preference, right? Some people want it quite a bit tighter. Now, we are going to go tighter on this beard simply because she's a girl and we want it really, really feminine, right? So hi baby, yes. We're gonna come in, and so what I'm doing is I'm looking at this section right here to see what is potentially sticking out, and I'm blending that down. And we always think about safety, so I've got her little chin coat in my hand. Oh, she's a pretty girl. When a dog's being good for you, praise them up. Hi, babe. Yeah, I know, right? And then we're gonna do same on the other side. Right in here. You with your tongue. Now, if you have a little comb like this one, it's awesome because what you can do is fluff up this coat, right? It doesn't have to be perfect. Right? And then bring that blending around, right? We're gonna We're gonna take off that little point. And then same again on the other side. Right, so you can see where we have that extra coat. And then we're just gonna soften it. Oh, good girl. See how you have to watch that tongue? Right? So then we have a beautiful muzzle. Now I have to make sure that my thumbprint is out of there. Right, that caught it. There we go. Right, and now that's even throughout. And now we're gonna bring these ears into roundness. Now Now when it comes to these ears, she tends to have, it's okay baby, she tends to have not the prettiest ear set, and it is actually the weight of this coat that's holding it down. But do you see how, what are you doing, baby? It makes her look quite heavy at the base throughout here. So what we are gonna do, just sit my love, is instead of removing much of the length, and again, her ear leather is right at the bottom of my thumb, right? So there's not actually a lot there, but what we can do is soften. And so if you think about it, right, if you think about it like this, right now it's pretty much going straight across, but we are going to make it do a little bit of a softer half circle. Again, she has a tendency of liking to lick shears, so we're going to be really mindful, right, as we do this. And if I put my hand there, you'll probably be able to see it a little bit easier. Hi, baby. Oh, I know. Yeah, but Auntie knows your ways. Right, and so that you can start to see that we're softening that curve up, and then we can also do the same on the back. You can see that we're really getting a lovely soft curve on her ear, right? And of course, the one thing that you always want to check is the inside of those ears. It is amazing how you can end up trimming up an ear, being really quite happy with it, and then the dog moves or looks at you, and then you can see the inside. A trick that I like is to hold that ear up, right, just like that, and grab anything from the inside, like I'm not really going all the way through the coat. I'm just coming on the underside, and you can let that flop down and give it a little comb and see, right, like give it a little shake and see what sticks out, and we look pretty good. But you can see now when she looks at us, so this has just a nicer lay, whereas this still looks a little heavy, right? And so that's that really lovely soft curve, and here we just have to fix that up. So this ear, again, we can see it's quite blunted, right? And so this is where what we would want to do is get rid of some of this heaviness on the back end. Right. And we have that beautiful soft curve, and then we're going to mirror that. We're going to do it in the front. Right. So I don't know if you can see how far away from her head that I'm holding that ear. Like the dogs in our care, it's all about safety. And so that's where I always try and give you little tips and tricks to really make sure that we're always thinking about the dog as our number one concern and looking good after, right? Like there's no point in looking fabulous if we've been hurt. So that's one of those things. Then we can do the very same where we check the underneath of that. Give that a little shake, see what potentially sticks out. Not bad, but we still have a little bit, and we can check here that this one still needs to go up a little bit. So there we've got those ears even. I think there's like 2 hairs right there. And there's our finished daisy head. You can see when we look straight at her, what a cutie pie. I hope you guys thoroughly enjoyed this. Check us out at The Informed Groomer.